Another NFL player has stood up to defend Colin Kaepernick and other football players protesting the national anthem. Now, this guy is Chris Long, who's a defensive lineman for the New England Patriots. And he said, look, man, I've given these protests a lot of thought. And he told ESPN Radio that, look, I support my teammates, Devin McCourty and Martellus Bennett, and other players for not standing during the national anthem. Now, he said, quote, I'll make it pretty clear I support my peers in exercising their right to protest. This is a wonderful country, and I think everyone agrees in that. There are things in our country that can improve, and I don't think that by acknowledging as a white male that America isn't the same for me, maybe as it is for everyone, the same great place, that we're complicit in the problem or that we're saying America isn't a great place. Exactly. Now, I'm starting to think that maybe we need a disclaimer, right? America. Your experience may vary based on the color of your skin. Now, every time somebody brings up an issue in this country, especially when it has to do with race, somebody else comes back with, yeah, but maybe it's worse somewhere else, or it's worse somewhere else. I mean, we've seen that on the gay marriage issue, right? Yeah, but gays and transgender people are being discriminated against. Yeah, but in Iran, they're throwing people off buildings. I mean, at least we're not throwing people off buildings. We're just denying you rights. That's not the point, dude. That's not the point, okay? Look, we're not somewhere else. We're America, and we're actually trying to fix what's wrong with America, okay? And we're doing so in order to try to make it a better place. But see, that's the argument made by people like Tomi Lahren, right? She's just like, hey, America sucks, but at least it doesn't suck as bad as it is there. So stop trying to change it and make it better, okay? Or else you're not an American. Embrace the suckiness. No, we're not going to do that. Why? Because it's not the point. And second of all, we actually want to make America better for everybody, not just for white people, okay? Now, Long goes on to say just that. Quote, if we are saying there are incidents of oppression or systematically or individually in this country, I don't think saying, well, in country X, Y, and Z, it's 10 times worse, is making things any better. I think that may be true, but why can't we improve? And see, that is a good question. See, everyone who's either sitting down or, taking a knee, right, to protest, all they're doing is saying, hey, we got a problem. Why can't we do better? Why can't we fix that? And to those who are against that, well, they don't seem to want things to get better. And that's not a good thing. That's not progress. Okay? That's fighting against progress. Now, there's more. Despite Long not joining the protest, he did express admiration for the players who are. Quote, I play in a league that is 70% black, and my peers, guys that I come to work with, guys that I respect, who are very socially aware, intellectual guys, if they identify something that they think is worth putting their reputations in the line for, creating controversy, I'm going to listen to those guys. And look, these people have put their careers on the lines. Many of them have already lost important endorsements. As for Kaepernick, according to 7 anonymous league executives who spoke to Bleacher Report, one actually called Kaepernick a traitor. Now, those 7 executives together have declared that they would never, ever sign Kaepernick and estimated that 90 to 95% of the NFL front offices felt the same way. One of them said, quote, he has no respect for our country. Fuck that guy. Look at that reaction, man. That is a harsh reaction. And yet, what's funny is that these same people didn't come out and condemn Ray Rice after he beat up his girlfriend. Hey, but look, I guess at least they did the right thing after they had significant pressure being put on them from fans and the media. So that's when they actually did something. That's when Ray Rice felt, some sort of consequences. But Kaepernick sits during a protest quietly, or during the anthem quietly, and he gets this kind of reaction. It's amazing. Now back to Long. Quote, he said, I respect the anthem. I would never kneel for it. And we all come from different walks of life, and we think differently about the anthem and the flag and what that means. But I think you can respect and find a lot of truth in what these guys are talking about and not kneel. Those aren't mutually exclusive ideas. Yes. look, it's true. You can support someone's protest or right to protest, even if you're not going to join in on it. But somehow it's become a left-right issue, black or white issue, right? When it's really, I think, an American issue. The right to protest, what you feel is wrong in our country, is American. Now, Long said of the protests, quote, "It's been complicated. It's brought out a lot of, it's brought out a lot of what we as fans and players think about the anthem. A lot of strong feelings on both sides. But I think we can agree we love our vets, we love the vast majority of our officers of law enforcement, but they're human beings too, and there are incidents that need to be better. I think all that guys are saying is, listen, most people might be great cops and great people that protect our community. But when there are injustices, let's find justice for those situations." And that's what they're asking for, justice. And look, I want to add too that I think that we should train our police better, right? Now, and we should also have incentives for de-escalation. Now, I want to point to the story real quick of Stephen Mader, right? Stephen Mader is an Afghanistan war veteran who became a police officer in order to serve the community. Now, he made the news recently because he refused to shoot someone. Now, this guy had a gun. This guy wanted suicide by cop. Now, that gun was later found out to be unloaded. But when Mader got there, the guy said, "Look, shoot me already. Just shoot me." He says, "I'm not going to shoot you, brother. We're going to try to de-escalate this situation." Now, it didn't end up working out. 2 other officers showed up. One of them shot the man with the gun in the back of the head and ultimately killed him. Now, that guy was calling for help, okay? And he needed a lot of help. But, that didn't happen. Now, Mader, he's the one that ended up getting in trouble for the death, not for the death of this man, for not shooting this man. He got fired for this, for trying to de-escalate the situation, right? For trying to do his job, and his job was to protect and serve. Now, I think he's a goddamn American hero for trying to do that, putting himself into danger in order to do the right thing. And we should continue, we should train all of our policemen to try to do that, to do the right thing. Now, finally, Long ends with this. Quote, "I respect my peers. I respect Colin. Colin really put his reputation on the line, and he's taking a beating. He's also had support. I don't think he did it for publicity. I'm just going to listen to my peers because I respect those guys, and I can't put myself in their shoes." Long, he gets it. He gets it a lot better than most other people. He understands that he'll never face that kind of oppression and systemic injustice. But he understands and he respects his teammates for standing up, or sitting down in that case, and he defends them against often vicious criticism for doing something that is the most fundamentally American thing you can do. And that is protest your government. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent, non-corporate media, go to our Patreon page and become a patron. Patreon.com/TYTNation.